Hey everybody, I have a video for you today for Traci Reed's design team using her new Hearth and Hollow collection. I showed you there the printable products I'm going to be using on my layout, and then I have all these cute little die cuts I want to use, but I want to add a bit of a sparkle and interest to them. So I pulled my camera in. I'm going to kind of lay them out here so you can see them all. This collection is so gorgeous. I cannot tell you how much I love it. Has these cute little critters, mushrooms, all the cuteness. So I grabbed 3 Nuvo drops that I thought would match my collection and the products I was using really well. And I'm just going to add some little accents to all of these different die cuts. Not all of them, but quite a few. I definitely added some dimension to those mushrooms. They were so cute. And now I'm going to trim my photo a little bit because I want to use a 4x6 pattern card just to map my photo with. And since my photo is 4x6, I'm just going to trim a little bit off so you get just that pop or a little peak of color from around my photograph. This is an old picture. So I have been, as you know, going through photos and stash and pretty much like fall cleaning my products. And in the process of doing so, I've stumbled across a couple pictures that I had printed. And I've already scrapbooked them, but they're printed. They're here. They're hanging out in my room, and I want to scrapbook them again. And this is one of those pictures. This might be one of my all-time favorite fall pictures ever. This is a photo of me and my oldest son, Morgan. I think he's 8 in this picture. Well, yeah, he would have been 8 in this picture because the date is fall of 2008. So, and I love this photograph. I love his big smile. I love how he willingly put his arms around his mother for this photo. Don't forget, Morgan is autistic, so that's kind of like we're not very, snuggly. And he willingly put his arms around me from the back, and I love it. This was a really good day. So I just kind of went with it and decided, you know what? I'm scrapbooking it again. You can do that, guys. There are no rules in scrapbooking. You can scrapbook the same picture over and over and over again if that's what you want to do. So I am using 3 of these patterns. These are so the little card is going to act as my title. How beautiful is that journal card? And then I am using 3 of the Traveler's Notebook papers. I don't know why my son that was Morgan, that was Logan, and I think he threw a sweatshirt on me, and I was like, dude, I'm filming. So I am using 3 of the Traveler's Notebook papers, and I'm using them at their size that they come. So I printed them out on the PDFs, trimmed them down. And I wanted to show you that you can take these journal cards, which you might kind of shy away from. You might go, oh, I don't need journal cards. You can use them on 12x12 layouts. Traveler's Notebook pages, if you don't work in Traveler's Notebooks, you might be like, oh, I don't need those. You do? So I am going to use them as ready-made layers. Check that out. Easy, easy, easy. All I did was ink the edges with some Distress Oxide ink in Vintage Photo. And these papers are already cut perfectly to provide these fun layers behind my photo. So I loved how these were layered up. I didn't want them to move. So you can see how I'm kind of just picking them up and adhering them down. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is that you want a little more dimension. So I'm just going to wiggle the edges and kind of make those edges stand up. And it adds some great interest, some great dimension. Just a really easy technique, really easy technique to do. Okay, look how easy that was. All of these papers were already cut to size. So that 4x6 paper was a pattern card. And then we're going to use that beautiful plaid to kind of annotate our title, which is also going to kind of be like our year. And month. I'm going to grab my big Mama foam tape, and I am going to pop this up because we do have a lot of pattern behind my photo, and I want my photo to be the star of the show, of course. So the Hearth and Hollow collection is available in Traci Reed's shop right now. You can grab it. I will be sure to link up the blog post that shows all the products, and then you can just pick and choose which ones you want to buy, and you can click on the little photos and it goes right into the website. Easy peasy. And then if you don't have a wide format printer, the journal cards and those Traveler's Notebook pages that I used on my page they come in printable PDFs, 8.5 by 11, which is just a standard print size. You have any other questions about hybrid scrapbooking, the products I use, what I know, what I like, I have a whole playlist on my channel called Hybrid Bootcamp that goes through everything. My printer, my ink, my paper, the whole thing. And you can use that to get any answers to your questions about my hybrid scrapbooking. I am using 2 stamp sets. That alphabet right there is from Catherine Pooler. It's called the Simple Alphabet stamp. And then what I used for the 2018 was a stamp set from the Paper Person that just has numbers on it. I am using ink. My ink colors are Juniper Mist and Orange Peel, both by Catherine Pooler. Those are the primary inks I use for all of my stamping. And I'm just going to use that white area and the journal card to put fall 2008, and that's it. Simple title. We don't need anything, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. The Catherine Pooler stamp sets has an outside and an inside. I love that about the stamp set. So I didn't want to use black because there is no black on my page. But I did want to use a darker color, so I went with a Juniper Mist, which is this gorgeous deep dark navy for the outline of the letters. And then the Orange Peel is for the inside of the letters. And they are kind of offset a little bit, so I didn't line them up perfectly. But I kind of lined them up off just to give it a little bit of interest, just for something different. I wanted just a little bit of something different. So I'm going to go ahead and finish inking my L's here. I do have a wide format printer, so my background paper for this particular layout, this text print, is also from the Hearth and Hollow collection, and I love it. This might be my favorite 12 by 12 paper in the collection. There's lots and lots of beautiful, adorable little icon papers, critter papers, all that kind of stuff. But this one, I feel like I could print it over and over and over again and mix it and match it with other hybrid lines or other things. It's just a really great background paper. I am adding my different elements here now, creating 3 little clusters, and all the Nuvo drops have dried. It's okay. I had them set aside to air dry, and they are now dry and ready to be placed onto my page. I was still really careful with them though, because I was like, you know how Nuvo drops are, you guys. They take forever. I also like to accent die cuts, hybrid die cuts, with things like sequins or enamel dots work too. Whatever you kind of have hanging around. Little gems would be adorable. As I continue to post projects using Traci's collections, I will absolutely 100% use some different kind of accent elements so that you have an idea of what kinds of things you can do to make your hybrid projects your own and to make them kind of pop off of your page. So I'm just adding all these cute little die cuts. They're so adorable, especially those stinking mushrooms. You guys, those mushrooms, they kill me. They're so cute. So I'm just sticking and plunking right now, I guess. And I know that I want to add a little bit of something over on the right side of my page. So I have my page is kind of left oriented, right? And there's that kind of open space off to the right. Do not fret. We are going to fill that open space. It's okay. So in case you haven't heard, because I haven't really announced it on Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube, because this is my first project and video that I'm getting up. I was accepted and invited to be on Traci Reed's hybrid design team, which makes my heart so happy because she is by far my most favorite scrapbook designers that's still around. I mean, you guys know how much I love my Chamel and my Amy Tangerine, but since they are not designing anymore, Traci is now tied for first with Maggie Holmes. But I love this page. Look how beautiful. Okay, so the side of that side, I wanted some color, but I wanted some simple color. So I went through my washi tapes and I found 3 washi tapes that coordinated. These are just solid washi tapes, not patterns. I am really... You know that I always kind of pay attention to what I use in my stash. I pay attention to what I like because that really helps me to streamline my purchasing. It helps me to streamline, what I buy, those kinds of things. And I have decided that I do not like patterned washi, but these solid colored washis, I can use those for days. So I grabbed 3 solid colored washis that I thought were perfect to make a little stripe down the right side of my page. And that's going to give us just enough color over there to kind of balance out all the color that's going on the left. I also thought about tearing some papers. I also thought about adding a strip of another pattern, but at the end, the washis provided just that little pop of color that I needed. Here are all of your close-ups. I hope you've enjoyed this hybrid scrapbook layout, and there are many more coming, so stick around. Bye!